Here's the one thing 99% of business owners get wrong. Why your ads aren't converting, and here's how to fix them. Nobody talks about this part of entrepreneurship. Here's my biggest mistake running a marketing agency. Don't do this. You're losing all your leads because of this one thing on your website. Here's the worst hire I ever made, and here's what it taught me about leadership. One time we hired this one guy, and he was building websites. And this specific guy, he never got his tasks done on time. And what it taught me about leadership is, if you don't, as the leader, have a structure on what a perfect day looks like for the website developer, and you have the day structured so that it's actually possible for your people to complete their tasks on time, most of the time, we wonder why somebody's not getting something done. But at the end of the day, you as the leader don't even have the process dialed in to actually give this person the instructions on how to have the best day or get things done on time. And so if you feel like your people are constantly letting you down, probably because you have no systems and processes. To qualify your leads in 60 seconds or less, the best thing you can do is pick up your phone and phone them and ask them some quality questions. Most people, they look at the email or they look at the phone number and they're like, I'm not gonna phone them. The only way to make deals in your business is by picking up the phone and calling the prospect or your potential customers. Unless you're in retail, but you're builders, you're contractors. You gotta pick up the phone and phone the homeowner and give them the information. Most homeowners are not very intelligent in terms of construction. Here's the go high level automation that makes me a ton of money while I sleep. The go high level automation that I love the most is putting people through my automation funnel. So when somebody fills out one of my Facebook ads, or they come through Google, or they come through the website, they automatically get an email sent to them, trying to get them further into the sales process, further into the funnel. And once you get them to fill that out, it sends me a text, it emails the prospect, it texts the prospect a link to book into my calendar. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's my favorite automation because it removes all the redundant tasks in my day, because that introduction email is the same every time. So why wouldn't I automate that? I already did. If you need help automating your go high level, reach out to us today. Facebook ads aren't dead. Your offer just sucks. I mean, your offer sucks so bad, you spent 5 minutes on Canva, whipped up an image and said, I do construction, or I do this, or I do that, and you believe it should perform. But in reality, trying to get somebody's attention, you have to have something that's gonna kind of make their head turn, right? And at the end of the day, you need to transfer emotion. If you can emotionally hook someone, then you're off to the races. But most of you spend no time on your ad creative, no time on the messaging. And if you don't feel emotionally connected to your own ad, how do you expect somebody else to be emotionally connected? Here's the truth about motivation that nobody wants to hear. The reality is that motivation is temporary. It just comes in ebbs and flows. But the only way to be ultra productive all the time is to use discipline. Because the reality is, most of the time, you gotta do the stuff that you don't like to get what you want. So you gotta have discipline, because motivation is gonna disappear. Most of us just need to post more content. I mean, the reality is I posted over 300 videos on YouTube to get 100 subscribers. And honestly, I feel kind of crazy myself just saying that. I posted 300 videos for 100 subscribers. But that's why it's way harder when you start than once you have some momentum. Because now that I have 100 subscribers, I woke up, I got 13 subscribers overnight from posting my last 5 videos. And the reality is, you just need to be consistent, because even the top creators on all these platforms were also just posting to 5 to 100 people at one point. They just posted so much, they put so many hooks in the water by posting all the time, improving their content and getting 1% better every day, that eventually it just clicked and they had some hits, and now you know who they are. But they all started with nobody knowing them at all. Some of you need to hear this. You are closer than you think. You're only as far from your goals as you think you are to them. So if you think they're 10 years away, you're gonna consistently act as if they're 10 years away, and it's not gonna happen for at least 10 years. But if you think that they're 6 months away, you're gonna act as if they're 6 months away, and your actions are gonna, you know, show that. And so act as if you have a timeline on when you wanna hit some of these targets, and then you'll actually hit them. But most of you just want it to happen, but you don't have a deadline on it, so it's never gonna happen. So that's how we just go around here, make reels. We just record these. It's a little bit awkward. You know, I'm using ChatGPT and I'm just riffing it. It says, stop mid-driving because this hit me. Man, I stopped driving right now because I had an idea. The idea is that if everybody works together, it's way easier to make progress. There's a story that I learned from my hockey coach in high school. He put the whole team around a table, and the table was sitting there. And he said, who's the fattest guy on the team? And we were like, oh, this guy's the fattest dude, heaviest dude. And then he said, okay, who's the strongest dude on the team? And we said, okay, yeah, this dude's the strongest guy on the team. And what we did was, they said, hey, the strongest guy, use your pinky and try to lift the fattest guy who's sitting on the table. And he couldn't do it. But then he said, hey, everybody on the team, which was like 20 people, put your pinky on the table and everybody lift the table, lifting the fattest guy ever off the table. So the reality is that if you work as a team, you can move any obstacle, okay? But if you try to do it all on your own, shit's gonna be heavy. This Brandon Chamber of Commerce building brings back so many memories. In our core media days, when we were first getting going in our marketing agency, we would come here to the Brandon Chamber of Commerce building and network, until we realized there's no point in networking with the same 300 people over and over and over again. All you need to do is have more attention so that they know you, they know what you do, and from there you need to make more connections. You do not just want to keep meeting the same people 300 times. That's another redundant activity.